Продовжуємо роботу в Українському кризовому медіа-центрі. Запрошую до
Now the floor is given to Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Now the floor is given to Colonel Andriy Lysenko, Ministry of Defense spokesperson on ATO-related issues. During the last 24 hours, the situation in the anti-terror operation zone remained tense. During the second part of the day, Russian occupation groups increased the number and intensity of firing provocations along the contact line. The Lugansk sector, there, during the last 24 hours, the enemy 8 times opened dense precision fire at the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine. In the majority of cases, this happened on the approaches to Krymska, where the enemy delivered 5 shellings, including with the use of mortars 120 and 82 mm of caliber mortars, launching at the positions of Ukrainian armed forces 19 mines. Also, the enemy shelled with the use of 82 mm mortars and also automatic grenade launchers and small arms, the positions of Ukrainian defenders near Drhyzhbenka, Lugansk and Novotashkivsk. And in cases of grave provocations, our servicemen 3 times returned fire with the use of grenade launchers and small arms. The Primorsky sector, during the last 24 hours, the militants delivered 9 precision shellings of our position, and each time Ukrainian forces returned fire with the use of all the arsenal available that is not banned by the Minsk agreements. After 4 p.m., the enemy shelled our positions near Gnutova with the use of 82 mm mortars, weaponry of IFVs, grenade launchers and small arms. Also, the occupants delivered fire with the use of the weaponry of IFVs near Mykolaiivka, Vodyane and Berezove. In the region of Nevelske, Pavelopol, Novotroitsk and Butivka mine, illegal armed groups used grenade launchers and small arms against Ukrainian positions. On the whole, during the last 24 hours, along the line of confrontation, the enemy delivered 17 shellings of the positions of Ukrainian armed forces. Unfortunately, in the result of military actions near Krymska, 2 Ukrainian defendants died, 1 was wounded, and 2 more were traumatized in action. And those wounded promptly evacuated to medical institutions, and now their lives are no longer under threat. Our hearts go out to the relatives and families of servicemen who died defending Ukraine. And according to information provided by the main intelligence department of MOD, residents of temporarily occupied territories continue to suffer from crimes committed by servicemen of Russian occupation forces. On weekends and during holidays, when Russian occupants are on leave in public places, the number of cases of beatings, robbery and other violations against civilians increases. So on the 7th of November, on the 100th anniversary of Great October coup d'etat in Ilovaisk, the servicemen of one of the military units of so-called First Army Corps attempted to rob a private house and stabbed the owner of this house with a knife. Now Russian commanders try to hide that this man belonged to Russian occupation forces and to prevent dissemination of information about this crime and other crimes. Also, in units and large units of illegal armed formations, there is an increase in non-battle casualties connected with grave violations of military discipline and mishandling of weapons. On the 7th of November, at the front-line positions of one mortar and rifle brigade of so-called First Army Corps, 7 militants were wounded in the explosion of hand grenade.
At the same time, in the terroristic operation area, the civil military cooperation team officers of Svetlodarsk's team brought to the frontline positions of the armed forces of Ukraine materials for fortification of facilities and protection of position against weather factors. They also brought to local income families the food sets and canned food. The civil military cooperation team Popasna brought to the family with many children clothing, footwear and food. This year the armed forces of Ukraine carried out by 1/3 more battle training exercises than in 2016. The participation in the battle training ensured high battle readiness of the military units and detachments, as well as efficient completion of missions in the anti-terroristic operation area. In particular, the military units which trained to complete the missions in the ATO area carried out 2 brigade exercises in different firing grounds. 4 years ago, only one large-scale training was carried out in the armed forces of Ukraine. A total of over 100 CP and field training exercises, 32 brigade tactical trainings and 12 tactical flight training exercises were conducted this year. The program of training of air staff was completed by 95% with total flight hours of the Army Air Corps and the Air Forces equal to 45 hours, and the pilots of Marine Air Corps demonstrated 29 hours of total flight. The time spent underway by naval forces is achieved by 86%. So far, the armed forces of Ukraine are conducting the programs of sky jumping. The members of Parliament of Ukraine passed the law amending the legislative acts of Ukraine concerning provision of housing to military servicemen and their families. Concerning the deceased in action, the law envisages strengthening social protection of citizens conscripted during mobilization for special period and military men families. Are there any questions? Thank you. That's all for today.